Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video we're going to talk about something that made news today, and that 10 billion snow crabs have disappeared off the Alaskan coast. Okay, and they say here's why. It's after a marine heat wave, and that's Science News. This is an October 19th, 2023 article. Today is the 23rd. This came out on MSN today, on the 23rd, 10 hours ago. Billions of crabs went missing near Alaska, and scientists now know what happened to them, or, we'll see. And, this was Friday, October 20th, and again, they just went missing. Billions of crabs. Okay. And so now scientists know what happened to them. So, like all these articles on subjects, they all really say a lot of the same thing. From 2018 to 2021, and so so that's 4 years, I guess. An estimated 4 billion snow crabs disappeared from the East Bering Sea off the coast of Alaska, with the population plummeting to record lows in 2021. Researchers had only speculated as to what happened to the missing crabs, but now an October 20 study, Science, finds that a marine heat wave probably spurred a mass die-off, in part causing the crabs to starve. And the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the NOAA, said it's a fishery disaster in the truest sense of the word. And, it's not just about what's on your table. On average, snow crabs bring in about 150 million of annual revenue to Alaskan fisheries. In the 21 to 22 season, that fell to 24 million. And they say with marine heat waves becoming more common, the future of such fisheries and Arctic marine system, more broadly, is uncertain. So they say that unusually cold Arctic water makes ideal habitat for snow crabs. As winter's thick sea ice melts, the frigid meltwater settles on the ocean floor, creating a cold water pool with temperatures below 2 degrees Celsius. And 2 degrees Celsius is 35.6 degrees. And they say crabs thrive in this chilly sanctuary on the eastern Bering Sea shelf. But a marine heat wave in the region in 2018 and 19 prevented the unusual amount of sea ice from forming, and according to yearly temperature and population survey data, the cold pool never appeared, and then the crab population collapsed. And they say the two causes that stood out were high water temperatures and initially dense crab population. So they say that snow crabs in laboratories can survive up to 12 degrees Celsius, so that's 68 degrees, so they can go from 2 degrees, 35.6 to 20 Celsius, which is 68 degrees. So they speculate, have determined, then came the heat wave. Higher water temperatures can rev the cold-blooded crab's metabolism. Previous research has shown that the calorie requirements of snow crabs in labs almost double as water temperature rises from 0 to 3 degrees Celsius. So they said the crabs were crowded and they probably needed more food. And because of the smaller foraging area, they had even fewer resources. So in 2018, they had lower body weights, which is another clue to that starvation played a role in the missing crabs. And they say here it could take at least 4 years before more crabs of a fishable size start showing up, meaning fisheries will remain in a lurch. And this MSN article, it says right down here that the Alaska Department of Fish and Game for the second consecutive year has canceled the snow crab harvest due to the dramatic drop in the population. Right, and repeating a lot of the same information, they say the snow crabs disappearing and the rising temperatures in the eastern Bering Sea, which concluded that the crabs starved to death. So it says that warmer habitat caused the crabs to become hungrier and require a bigger calorie content. And the Bering Sea food web couldn't handle the demand. And previously they had done some studies because they were trying to determine if the snow crabs left or died. But their theory about the snow crabs moving to a new habitat was abandoned once they examined the northern Bering Sea, which was west towards Russian waters. And this CN article says that, they've been very worried about overfishing, and they've really solved that with management. So they say they don't believe it's because of that, but climate change is really throwing a wrench into our plans, our models, and our management systems. They say here that the amount of energy crabs needed from food in 2018, the first year of the 2-year marine heat wave in the region, may have been as much as quadrupled compared to the previous year. So they needed 4 times as much food. And they said, but with the heat disrupting much of the Bering Sea's food webs, snow crabs have had a hard time foraging for food and weren't able to keep up with the caloric demand. And they say that other species may have moved in and taken advantage of this. They say normally there is a temperature barrier in the ocean that prevents species like the Pacific cod from reaching the crab's extremely cold habitat. But during the heat wave, the Pacific cod were able to get to these warmer than usual waters and ate a portion of what was left of the crab population. So, yeah, they suspect that they died from starvation and a lot of them were eaten. And they say the temperatures around the Arctic, they're talking about the water, I believe, have warmed 4 times faster than the rest of the planet. So, people want to just talk global warming, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's not real, man. It's not happening. I mean, I don't know any of the hysteria, but water temperatures are getting warmer. Air temperatures are getting warmer. We are emitting more and more gases that retain temperatures. And then this does affect the water. The ocean absorbs a lot of heat. Okay. And it affects things. So, like the environmental educator says, who knows no one knows if it's global warming is real or not, but, just why take the chance when living to just responsible living, okay, and the solutions we need are so very easy to implement, aren't we implementing them? And hopefully the next few days this week, we're going to talk about who's not implementing them and people that are out there that, banging down their doors right now because they're again fraudulently misrepresenting that they care, like Vail. And, the youth climate case, getting to the judge. It's not just a lot of wasted time. And, I'm trying to be a speaker at the Red Pill University, G. Edward Griffin. And then they're like, okay, send us your information. And then I scroll through their site today. Oh, who's the content moderator? Alex Newman, who will not give you good environmental information. So, if we could just get good environmental information out here, we could just actually start getting solutions implemented because, a lot of people who depend on this for a livelihood are impacted. A lot of people are going to be very disappointed that they're not having their annual snow crab dinners. Okay. And it's all just unnecessary. So stay tuned, people.